Why, hello there. Um, Welcome to Shit Art. I got this new mic and the sound quality is insane. So, and I love it. And I'm really hoping that it's picking up the audio right now, or else I'll be very, very upset. Um, okay, so let's just hop into it. Today's topic of conversation is this beautiful painting called. Before I say anything, I would like to apologize to any French-speaking friends out there. Les Amants. Yeah. Anyways, it means the lovers in French, which I took for 3 years. And this is where it got me, folks. Anyways, this painting is done by a Belgian surrealism artist named Rene Magritte. I also apologize for that. Who created some of the most well-known surrealism paintings out there. I think the first one that comes to mind for pretty much everybody, or at least maybe just to me, when you think of surrealism, is The Son of Man, which is that painting of that man with the funky hat, wearing the trench coat and the apple covering his face. And for anyone who's seen or read The Fault in Our Stars, the treachery of images will bring back those 2014 memories with the iconic image of a pipe and text written under it that says, "This is not a pipe." If you know, you know. Thought that one was pretty fun and clever, honestly. Also, exactly what surrealism is, like in its essence or in its meaning, I guess. So, all in all, flawless, if you ask me. So, real quick, let me give you a brief of what surrealism is. So, according to Wikipedia, surrealism was a cultural movement that developed in Europe in the aftermath of World War One, in which artists depicted unnerving, illogical scenes and developed techniques to allow the unconscious mind to express itself. It was a movement that grew out of the Dada movement, which was pre World War, that produced works of anti art that deliberately defied reason. Side note, if you were wondering why the heck it was called Dada, the most widely accepted reason was that at some meetings held in 1916 by a group of young artists and war resistors, a paper knife was inserted into a French-German dictionary and pointed to the French word dada, meaning hobby horse, and the group thought it was perfect for their anti-aesthetic creations and protest activities, which originated because of their disgust for bourgeoisie values and despair over World War One. So the Dada movement represented a reaction against what its members saw as the destruction wrought by the rationalism, thus the anti-art aspect coming in, that had guided European culture and politics in the past, and that had culminated in the horrors of World War One. Surrealism was meant to be a bridge between the conscious and the unconscious mind, which is more or less the same idea of Dada, except it was meant to be a more lighthearted approach, I guess, rather than what it was what Dada was meant to depict. Basically, surrealism is what it shows and what it can show, kind of thing, you know. So let's move into why we're all here. The lovers. So let's start with the kiss. Um, this painting is of two people. Two people obviously sharing a kiss. And in my mind, it's a very sweet kiss. A honey, I'm off to work kind of kiss. It's interrupted by the cloak or the hood or whatever you want to call it, the piece of cloth on both of their heads. I don't know what it is exactly about this painting, but something about it is unsettling. All of the renditions, there are four, feel very odd. I guess odd would be the word. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I could find something better, but something about it is it's chilling, it's cold. Something like a sweet kiss, which is supposed to be about love and contentment, is covered and hidden. And when it is, when like an act of love is hidden, in my opinion, it always just feels cold. Something about like hiding such a sweet act of love always feels a little indifferent. Like if it was something else, I would focus on the warmth. But this painting isn't supposed to give off warmth. The color palette itself is very cool. I don't know how to describe it, but of course, depending on the shades or the base color, whatever a painting could look could look like, like, but whatever it is, a painting could look like it's a picture in the middle of a spring day or a scene from Twilight. And this is definitely some odd version of Twilight. It's it's muted. It's missing that life it should give. But that's not even talking about the painting itself. It's about it's about the way it was painted. It's so deliberate, you know? It was meant to showcase this odd chill in you. And I think that's fucking fantastic, if you ask me. Like, that's what's that thing, like that saying that's been going around, art isn't meant to be pretty, it's supposed to make you feel. Well, yeah, I'm feeling a lot over here. So this painting definitely did its job. um a lot of this artist's work have this like frustrated desire kind of thing going on for them, and the cloth here is what it's meant to be. It's supposed to be a frustrated desire kind of thing. It's acting as this barrier, this stopper, and like I said, it changes the meaning of the art. It's something isolating, more frustrating, and it makes it just 10 times better, if you ask me. According to the MoMA, some have interpreted this work as a depiction of the inability to fully unveil the true nature of even our most intimate companions. And I really love that interpretation. Seriously, let's talk about these people right here, the people themselves. Let's not talk about the what they're using or anything, just the people themselves, as if they're real life human beings. They're meant to be lovers. And in the scenario running through my head right now, they've built this life together. They're supposed to be each other's closest friend, their family, their person, to all the Grays fans out there. And yet, you're hiding something from them. These two, they're hiding something from each other. That's what the cloth is doing. It's hiding something from the other person. You're always hiding something. I personally never in my life thought that there was a possibility that you are 100% authentically yourself around anyone. You always have this mask, these different masks for different people or different circumstances. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it as, oh, you're fake. I'm saying it as just like it is what it is. There will never be anyone you can show everything to. There will always be something, one thing you can't say, and sometimes it'll be something you don't want to say, something you want to take to your grave, and darn it to heck, why is that such a bad thing? Anyways, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's refocus. The name of the painting is The Lovers, and I'm gonna assume, sorry about that they are in love, that the things they are hiding are not, oh, I have a secret life, or oh, I am resentful of you. No, it's just parts of them, parts of their identity that they just never felt like they could share, or just small things like that. Not something that they feel about the other person, but just something that they feel about themselves. I'm not saying that the cloth, just imagine it as if they put the cloths on themselves, not as in they put the cloths on each other. You know what I mean? They're they're in this insanely intimate moment, you know, and they still can't show the other person such base things about themselves. Now, I don't think that dilutes their love for each other, but maybe it does. Maybe that's why it's such a cold painting, that the parts of themselves that they're hiding are the parts that would give the relationship this warmth that they need and crave. There's something so deceptive about people. It's like when you're talking to someone, you can always just feel what they're feeling, not feel what they're feeling, but you can assess what they're feeling. You can tell something is going on. You know, you read facial expressions if you can, or you read their body language and you sense something. You can always tell a vibe going into a conversation or an encounter. And sometimes when you feel like the person themselves that you're talking to, or you're having whatever you are with them, is feeling some type of way, or you can feel something really like off of them, like, oh, they're uncomfortable right now, or oh, they are hiding something from me. You feel it kind of reflecting on yourself too, like you start feeling like unsettled as well, you know what I mean? So it's that kind of thing. It's the thing you're hiding from that person. It's the things you're not giving to the other person that just gives you this hidden part. And sometimes it can make the relationship just seem so, I don't know, so negative. It doesn't add positivity to the relationship. In fact, it could ruin it. I feel like maybe that's why it was meant to be a cold scene, because it's part of their relationship has gone cold. Um, Anyways, a thing I wanted to mention on the side is that the artist's mother passed away. I don't really want to talk about specifics of it, so if you're curious, look it up. But the important parts, or like what it's relating to our topic of conversation here, is that he saw his mother's dress covering her face after she had passed, and people have speculated that this is why so many of his artworks have that element to them. But he himself had said that there is no connection, and that, and I quote, "My painting is visible images which conceal nothing." He wrote that they evoke mystery, and indeed, when one sees one of my paintings, one asks oneself this simple question: what does it mean? It does not mean anything, because mystery means nothing either. It is unknowable. Now, this is why I love art so much, and specifically why surrealism and abstract art are my favorite types. It's like you can ask what it means. It's that you can ask what it means. That all the shit talking I was doing for this entire episode is what I thought and what I saw, but you could think and see something different. The meaning isn't clear, it's mysterious. It's meant to be. It's meant for you to figure it out, to not figure it out maybe, but to see what you see, to tell us what you think, you know? You don't know what it's supposed to say or what it means, and that's the beauty of it. Honestly, I think this is how art lives on, how it becomes timeless. Someone comes in with a new meaning and a new interpretation, and we see whatever they were referencing as something entirely new. It's this painting that we had for years and years and years, and people have been saying multiple different things about them, and this piece of art just never dies because someone else, someone out there has something else to say, this painting, the lovers itself, I was saying this is what I think it means, but someone else, as we mentioned, has a different perspective, and then someone else would have a different perspective, and none of them are incorrect. That's something else I love, that no one is wrong, that you saw this, but just because I didn't see this doesn't mean you're wrong, doesn't mean you're incorrect. Which is why it's like I don't really like the type of art that's like, it's not that I don't like it, it's that I don't really like art that's super straightforward, that there's no story behind it or anything like that, because it is what it is, and sometimes you want to look deeper. You want to think of something else. You want to make up this whole story, These people, they have this whole life inside my head, the lovers, but for someone else, it could be something completely different. Um, Anyways, that's enough talking out of my ass for today. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And yeah, peace and love and all that.